welcome back to a new video. Thank you so much for coming back to watch another video, and happy new year to you. This is my first video in 2024 and I am glad that congratulations that you crossed over to a new year. We thank God for this blessing because it's not everyone that managed to cross the new year. So in today's video, it's all about fumigation. As you can see, I have a lot of cockroach in my house, and this day I was trying to fumigate my house before crossing over to a new year. This is around 29th of December. Yes, I called in the fumigation team, and here I'm just removing all the foodstuffs. They told me to remove all the foodstuff so that we can fumigate the house without any worries. So here I'm just trying to remove any foodstuff that is in the house. Then he will go ahead and start fumigating the house. Yeah, we decided to put all the foodstuff at the balcony because that is the place where they were at least safer. Yes, and at the balcony there were no cockroaches. I don't think that he was going to fumigate that area. That's why we decided to put the foodstuff away in that area. I also had my brother around. He really helped me with my daughter, staying with my daughter outside while the house was being fumigated. Including the waters that we use to cook tea with. Those two jerrycans, the yellow jerrycans, I have water that I cook tea with. We also put it outside. Also the drinking water, we also put it outside. And this guy that was fumigating the house also was trying to help us on how we can do these things. He was going one piece at a time to check if there are some cockroaches that are hiding, especially in these boxes that contain medicine. We were checking one by one if there are any cockroaches that were hiding inside there so that we could take the medicine outside, because medicine is also something that we consume. Yeah, so that is what we were doing in this video, just taking everything outside. And I didn't know that we were going to turn the house upside down. If you are planning to fumigate the house, just know you're going to turn your house upside down. It's like you're shifting things one by one. Yes, that is how it felt. Yes, and here my daughter, we decided to take her out to just give us some space so that we can remove everything in peace. And she was here playing with my vanilla essence, with my things. After we removed all the food stuff outside, it was time to put away the clothes, and we did that. We decided to put the clothes inside a duvet, then we cover it with a duvet. We didn't want our clothes to be fumigated, to go for the fumigation solution to get into them, because that will be another work for washing clothes again, because hey, it's a lot of work. We had a lot of work after the whole house was fumigated, and we didn't want to again wash clothes, because whenever that solution goes on something, you need to wash that thing. Yeah, so here I'm just removing all the clothes and trying to check if there are some cockroaches that are also hiding in the clothes, because we also had cockroaches in this cupboard, but it was not so much the way the kitchen had it, because hey, it was a lot. I really hated how my house was infested with cockroaches, and I think it was just an outbreak, because last year I had seen a lot of YouTubers who were fumigating their houses, and I thought it was an outbreak, because also here where I'm living, my neighbors, whenever someone just shifts and you go check that house, there are some cockroaches, and it's the same type of cockroaches that I have, those small types of cockroaches that are usually in the kitchen. Yeah, so here we were just putting away our clothes and just trying to make things easier for that guy that was fumigating. So here we were at the supermarket. We had just come from eating our lunch. We had to leave the house and give it at least 3 hours for the dawa to do its thing, for the fumigation to work, for the roaches to die. We had to leave the house and give it at least 3 hours. Here we had just come from eating our lunch, and here we decided to pass by the supermarket and buy things that we really required. And here we had come back home, and this is around 6:40. This is how the sky looks, and now it was now time to start cleaning up. It was a lot of work because we really finished very late. We had to wipe the walls. They also sprayed the walls because the roaches were hiding inside the ceiling board, so they sprayed the ceiling board, but not inside the ceiling board, just on the walls and the ceiling board. Yes, so here this is how it looks. And after he was done with spraying, the few solution that remained, he gave it to us and told us if by chance we see any roaches, we will spray. These are the solutions he left for us so that we can spray whenever we see any roaches. So after here, I put my phone away and started cleaning. I couldn't even film because it was a lot of work. He also sprayed the fridge. This part of the fridge, a lot of roaches were used to hide here. He also sprayed here, and I can see that the roaches had died. Yes, it was a lot of work. We really finished very late, very, very late. So this is the next day, and I am here trying to clean up the things that are here on the cupboard. I did not clean up here the previous night because I had to do with things that were on the lower part. I couldn't also film the previous night because it was a lot of work, and we really wanted to finish up quickly and take a rest because we really had a long day. So here I'm just removing the utensils that are in the cupboard that were sprayed on. Then I will go ahead and clean all the utensils and also clean the cupboard up. So we had a lot of utensils that I couldn't do the previous night. That's why I decided to do the next day, and that was on 30th of December. Then after this, on the 31st, we took a rest during the day, and at the evening, the 31st in the evening, we went for the crossover party. We went for our church service, and this was my first time crossing over the new year in church physically. Mostly I'm usually online. Of late, the previous years I've been online because I have always had my young one, and this time I had my brother at home, so I decided to leave my brother with my daughter, and I came over to cross over physically. It was an amazing experience. I really loved everything that happened. We went for preaching, and it was such an amazing time to cross over the new year physically in church. Now this was 2nd of January, and we had to buy our things that will take us through the month of January. And this, I started off with the groceries, and these are the things that I bought. Here I'm just trying to wash off the things that needs to be washed first, then I will go ahead and put them in their respective places. So these are the things that I bought. I will start off with my dania. I bought for 3 pieces for 10 shillings, and I all bought them for 40 shillings. It was quite affordable. I also bought these spring onions that I want to try and make some samosa with them. Each pieces, for 2 pieces it was going for 20 bob. Now I bought for 60. I also bought this minji, and this minji was going for 130 shillings, but the lady that I bought from left for me for 120. This is also omena. I also bought it for 150 shillings. I also bought garlic and onions. Garlic I bought for 20 shillings each, 25 shillings each. Onions I bought them for 140 shillings for a kg. Nowadays I buy for a kg since the last time they just disappeared in the market. I now decided to buy per kg, and it was going for 130 shillings per kg. I also bought this maize, and each maize was going for 20 shillings, 5 pieces for 100, and that person added me 1 maize, so I got 6 pieces of maize for 100 shillings. That is the goodness of buying things from the market. I also bought this sweet potato for 50 shillings, 3 pieces for 50 shillings, and when you cut them into pieces they become a lot. Yes, I even went ahead and cooked them. It filled a whole sufuria that I used. So these 3 were for 50 shillings. I also bought this basmati rice, biryani rice, and it was going for 130 shillings. I decided to go for biryani rice because it's sweeter than basmati. These ones are nyayo beans. Each was going for 150 shillings. and I bought two, one for githeri and one for my rice. I also bought these butternuts, and the one was going for 60 shillings and one was 70. So for all of them I bought them for 130 shillings. I also bought this pawpaw. I bought it for 70 shillings. It's a whole pawpaw. I want to blend pawpaw and bananas for my daughter. She really loves pawpaw and banana juice. These bananas I bought for 70 shillings. They were going for 3 pieces for 20 shillings. So all of them was around 120 for the 2 bunch. I also bought this capsicum, and 4 pieces were going for 20 shillings. So each was going for 5 shillings. I also bought tomatoes that were going for 4 pieces for 20 shillings. I also bought mangoes because this is the season of mango. I bought 1 piece for 20 shillings. I also bought some avocado, and one was going for 15 shillings. Although avocado was not so good. I also bought this sleeping bonnet, and it was 100 shillings. This is just uji flour that I bought, and it was 100 shillings per kg. And this is maize flour for my ugali, and I bought 3 gorogoros. 1 gorogoro was 140 shillings. I also bought these shoes for my daughter for games, and this one was going for 250 shillings. I also bought this duster for my kitchen. The other ones were really worn out. That one was 50 shillings. I also bought this stocking for my daughter for going to school because it's now back to school, and it was 100 shillings. I also bought makaa. This is just charcoal, 2 mikebes. It was going for 200 shillings, and this one will take me through the cereals that I wanted to boil. And these were waru, 2 kg waru, and per kg it was going for 100 shillings. Now all these were 200 shillings. Yeah, so those are the things I bought. I also bought that Zenta bar soap. It was 150 shillings. I bought it from a wholesale. So this is the next day I went ahead to buy the other lot that I wanted to buy because I couldn't buy everything in one day. And this is just Sifa. I bought it from my wholesale. And these two are Go Fruit. I bought it from the supermarket, and this time they were on offer. They were going for 121 shillings, and I bought different flavors, one for mango and one for mixed fruit. But after tasting the mixed fruit, I'm deciding to stick to my mango flavor. I'm not going to change because it was not that good like for mango. Yes, and this is Zesta. I also bought it from the wholesale. And this is Whitewash. I bought it from the supermarket. This is Prestige. I bought it from the wholesale. Things from the wholesale are very affordable. This is Amana. I bought it from the supermarket, and this time I decided to go for Amana because the last time I bought Dengu, it had stones, and I found very bad. It was a different brand and it had stones. Now I decided to go for this Amana, and the Dengu of Amana were even bigger sizes than the one that I bought last time. This is the one that I bought last time. As you can see, it has stones. All these are stones, very small stones that cannot be detected. And also it had a nail. As you can see, that black long thing that you see there, it's a nail. And this I just realized when I was washing with this sufuria. Otherwise, if I used something else, I could not have realized. Now this was the last time me buying this brand of dengu, and I will stick to Amana. By this time I had already cooked Amana, and it was very nice and even bigger sizes compared to this. Yes. So back to our haul. This Amana dengu was I really loved it because it was big and it was polished just as they stated there. The last time I bought the dengu that you have seen the previous clip, they wrote it that it was polished, but it had a lot of stones, and even that nail, even after cooking, there were still some stones. So this Royco cube, I bought it from the wholesale. It was 100 shillings. This 210 flour, I bought it from the supermarket. It was the cheapest. These Indomie were going for 130 shillings from the supermarket. I also bought this Flora 4 pieces for my daughter for going to school, the requirements they needed for going to school. I bought it from the supermarket. I also bought this ginger biscuit from wholesale, and it was 320 shillings. I also bought this Mount Kenya 8 pieces milk. It was going for 850 shillings. It's very affordable at the wholesale. I also bought these things that were required for school. These are just rim papers, and this was going for 750 shillings. I also bought this Prit glue. It's very expensive. I didn't know something very small could be very expensive. I also bought this glue, office glue. That all these things are required for school. I also bought this file, and since it's back to school, we had to do the back to school shopping. And yeah, we didn't buy a lot of things this month because we were going back to school. Yes, also these things, these Manila papers, I bought them. All these things I bought them from a bookshop, and they gave me a discount. This bookshop that is called Elite, they gave me a discount. I also bought textbooks that were very expensive. By the way, textbooks are the things that really ate a lot of money here. These are just cell tapes that my daughter will be using in school. And the final thing I also bought is this tissue, Sifa tissue, that I always buy from the wholesale. These are just textbooks that were required by the school, and a scrapbook. I also bought them from the bookshop. The good thing is that they gave me a discount. These are just watercolors. And finally, this Sifa tissue that I bought for 320 shillings. And those are the things that I bought for this January. Not a lot of things, yes. So the other things that I bought was a cabbage, and it was going for 60 shillings. It was very expensive. Now there are no cabbages in the market, and this is 60 shillings, and it is not very packed the way I love my cabbages to be. They were very expensive. I couldn't find it the previous day because they were not there. Yes, the other thing I bought was this pencil case for my daughter to use here at home, because her colors and pencils, especially her colors, have been getting lost because she didn't have one. Thank you so much for watching up to this point. Kindly consider subscribing. See you in my next one.